Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Ball Out NBA Pod. I'm your host, Chris Bullock, and joining me tonight, special guest. I'm gonna let the man introduce himself. You know, the word speaking. I'm gonna let the man speak for himself.
That's you know what? Now you got me all flustered because I'm just a regular guy. But you feel me? This is Marcus Thompson of The Athletic, aka Thompson Scribe, aka Oakland's finest, aka Clark Atlanta University's own.
Represent.
I could go on forever, but you know what I'm saying? Man, I'm glad I'm on the Ball Out, especially after a game like that. So yeah, I'm with it. I'm rocking with you, Chris. I'm all yours tonight.
It's same with you, man. I mean, obviously tonight, history making night. No, LeBron, one of three players now in the 35,000 point club. I mean, let's just say what it is. He is, as right now, the greatest of all time in this era, without question. He plays a couple more years. I'm sure almost bet he will probably pass Kareem. But as much as it was about LeBron tonight, this Brooklyn Nets, LA Lakers game was supposed to be like the big matchup. Obviously, you had KD, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden coming into LA with LeBron and AD, and obviously with injuries to Anthony Davis and Durant, they were both out, but we still got 3 of the 5, and it was still great showings from all 3 of them. But obviously, Brooklyn just wiped the floor with the Lakers. You know, that 109-98 win, that doesn't explain just how bad this game was.
Yeah, that wasn't even close to indicative of the game. First off, we got to shout out Bron, right? I mean, yes, 35,000 is nuts. You know what I was thinking about? This is crazy when you really just sit there and ponder on it, Chris. Like, if we were to list the thing that LeBron's best at, the thing that makes us all go crazy, it's his passing. This dude got 35,000 points, and it's not even the best thing he does on the court, right? Like, that's how insane it is when you really think about it. Like, LeBron is exceptional because he can do many things, right? But his thing is passing, and yet he's going to be the all-time leading scorer. Like, even if he stopped now, like, he's top 5 scorer of all time. Like, yeah. This is insane. So, just, man, like, a milestone like 35,000, I've seen it, 3 times in my lifetime? Well, I really wasn't, I was young for Kyrie, but I saw Karl Malone do it. You just don't get to see it that many times. You just don't get to see it. I think we'll see another one eventually with Kevin Durant, but it's unfathomable that this dude who came out of high school, who, like, man, he was caught up with, like, they were trying to take him down for, like, throwback jerseys back in the day. Remember?
Seriously.
It's just like the dude who, like, came from nothing and waded through all of these kind of pitfalls has managed to put together this insane career that's exceeded anything above anybody could have ever imagined. Like, so shout out Bron. 35,000 is not a light feat.
No, it's not.
That's tremendous. If I was him, I'd have checked right on out. I'd have got my 35,000 and I would have said, "Oh, my hamstring is tight and I'm sitting down because I'm not about to take this whooping on my historic day because these jokers got a whooping." The other thing that really stood out to me, man, dude, Harden has another. He is on another level. It is amazing to me how this ball dominant scorer, this guy that we've seen forever, basically not play defense, never move off the ball, invent step backs and make traveling cool again, has like reinvented himself into like John Stockton, right? Into like Magic Johnson. Like, this dude is insane. Like, his skill level and talent is so ridiculous. He just decided, I'm going to be a completely different player and I'm going to dominate the game a completely different way. Like, that's the next level, to the point where Kyrie is like, all right, bro, it's you. Like, you the point guard, right? Like, so
yeah, and James I talked about this earlier on in earlier part of the season where I'm like, the way James Harden got himself out of Houston, I was not a fan of. So I was very skeptical about him coming to Brooklyn, knowing that you've got Kyrie and Durant. And it's like, how the hell are all three of these guys going to eat? Like, this is going to be a damn near impossible feat, especially for a first-year coach like Steve Nash. But James Harden, ever since he's been there, he's stayed quiet. He's kept his mouth shut, just put his head down and played ball. And exactly,
parties, you know
it's a miracle. All of a sudden, he's like, I'm just going to transform like that, like you said. And he's become, I'm genuinely surprised. And I will admit, I'm going to eat my crow now, but I am genuinely happy to just actually see him playing ball. And he's actually putting forth the effort toward becoming a complete player, because he realizes, look, this is probably the best chance I've got to win a title. If I don't make this happen now, it ain't ever gonna happen. So I just need to get my stuff straight and just play. And to his credit, he really has. So I mean, I gotta give big ups to Harden on that.
You're right. You're right about that, because the way he left, it didn't feel like his mind was there, right? It didn't feel like he didn't feel like a guy who was going to make the sacrifice. I mean, he literally didn't show up to camp because he was at a little baby's party. Like, that's not a guy you thinking is about to be all in and, just say, I'm going to play my part, right? I mean, and he used to be this guy. This is who he was with Oklahoma City when it was KD and Russ. So for him to be that guy, become the man, and basically put the city in his hand, the franchise in his hands. And look, I don't care what people say. I know the slights about Harden. I watched every single game. The dude still made the West Finals, right? That's not a small feat.
We can't discount that.
Yeah, he ran up against a juggernaut. So, he did well. Consider it. He did well. He validated himself as a superstar. So for him to start as the facilitator, to become the superstar, and then all right, I'm cool with going back to be a facilitator with a chance to win it all. I just didn't think he was that dude. I didn't think he was the dude who say, I'm cool with just taking 10 shots. I'm just about to dime everybody to death, right? I'm about to just Joe Harris, he just feed this dude.
No one saw it coming.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy. It's impressive, man.
But overall, man, this game was just, I mean, I'll give the Lakers credit. You had no Anthony Davis, no Dennis Schroeder due to COVID-19 regulations. LeBron, even though he had every reason to take the night off, still went and scored 32 points. But the rest of his team, man, where's the rest of the love? I mean, you had Kyle Kuzma, who had 16 points, and then Montrezl.
Right, yeah.
Those
some other dudes were
straight garbage. Who is it?
I kind of wanted more for Bron, though. You didn't want more for Bron?
Oh, of course, I always want more for LeBron.
Kyrie is literally talking trash on the court, called old Mike. He got
Kyrie ain't got no room to talk trash as far as I'm concerned. How about you go win a ring on your own and then come back and talk to me? Talk as much trash as you want on the court. He ain't got LeBron's stats. He ain't got the respect that LeBron's got.
But he sure was out there talking. This your best free throw shooter? I'm like, yo, Kyrie ain't got no chill, yo. Kyrie ain't got no chill. Kyrie got them two horses with him, though. He feeling himself right now.
Oh, yeah.
He got them two dogs with him, yeah.
And he has every right to. I ain't going to take that away from him. It still doesn't take away from the fact he ain't got half the credit that LeBron does. So, I mean, like I said, talk your trash, but you better bring it come playoff time to do something.
I do feel you on that. I kind of feel like, first off, I do feel like this is going to be the NBA Finals, right?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe part of me is hoping for that, right? Maybe I just want it so bad because this would just be epic, right? But I feel like we didn't get it tonight. We didn't even get a preview because, you just don't have everybody healthy. LeBron doesn't have a shot to beat them dudes without Anthony Davis.
Exactly, yeah.
He can't do it. Horton Tucker is a nice player, but he's not ready for that. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't even have KD. So I do feel like once the Lakers have their key players in place, their solution to Brooklyn is the depth, because Brooklyn's depth is very suspect, right?
Very much.
So they have their depth. Their depth ended up being starters, and now they couldn't have that second wave. I do like the Lakers' chances better, but this wasn't it. This wasn't like the preview. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't like, okay, we're gonna see the finals. This was like the 2020 version, right? That's been all jacked up by COVID, right? This wasn't the real one we gonna get.
No,
so
we didn't get
I'm kind of pacified by that. Yeah, we didn't get the real one, but this matchup is going to be something. There is absolutely no way Brooklyn can start Brown when AD is playing. So I don't know what they're gonna do with center. I feel like they got to make a move, but they don't have one.
Yeah, because DeAndre Jordan, I mean, being a long-time Clippers fan, I love DJ, but he ain't it. Not at this point in his career.
Nah, he just can't. He can't guard, man. He can't guard. He doesn't have the bounce he used to have, and he's too much of a. Yeah, I mean, look, but Harden is lifting dudes. Harden's got, Cabarro looking like Joe Harris. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Harden has a way.
He's got him looking like Byron Russell from '97, man, and that was
absolutely Antoine Carr, right? Like,
who is this guy? Why is he making 5 threes in a game? Like, what?
Right? Maybe Harden is exactly what DeAndre Jordan needed, because he's just the way he's dropping these dimes. All you got to do is jump and finish or shoot. Like, that's it. Like, he's weaving, he's driving, and the ball's there. And he's hitting you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a sleight of hand trick half the time where the defense don't know where the ball is going. But next thing you know, you got the ball, and all you got to do is shoot. That's it. So if DeAndre Jordan, they got to get post-ups, he might actually be usable in a series. Because you know who was not usable, Chris? Montrezl Harrell was not usable tonight.
He was terrible tonight, man. Like, him. Now, I get the Morris brothers confused. Is it Markieff Morris that's the Laker?
Keith is the one.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
he the Lakers.
10 minutes and nothing on the floor, dude. I'm like, nah. I'm sorry, there's no excuse.
So, do the Lakers have to make a move just for the Nets, or do you think fully healthy they got it? Because the question is, who's going to guard Harden? That's gonna be a tough one, yo. It can't be Bron.
If I am the Lakers, you need to make. If it turns out that Brooklyn's gonna be the team, because I mean, right now they're second in the East next to who? I think Milwaukee. But it's face it, Brooklyn's
still there. Yeah, geez.
Yeah, but I think Brooklyn is
Philly.
Philly's
Philly.
It's Philly. Oh wow.
It's Philly.
But yeah, if it's Brooklyn and it's looking like it's gonna be, then yes, the Lakers are gonna need to make some kind of move. I don't know who you go for right now. But
yeah, but like, who the matchups? Like, are you putting Wesley Matthews on Harden? Like, who's guarding Kyrie? I'm trying to figure this out. It's got to be Dennis Schrader, right? Guarding Kyrie, but I don't really like that.
I don't like my chances there. I don't. And if I'm LeBron, it's like your championship window, you're already in year 18. Like, you only got maybe at best 2 good seasons left, because let's face it, Father Time is undefeated. We saw it with Kobe. We saw it with Michael. We've seen it with the best there is. LeBron could probably play till he's 43, but he's only got a couple years left.
I get LeBron playing till 50. LeBron gonna average 20 at 50 years old. Book it right now. He got something. He gonna be.
I mean, his conditioning is unreal. I mean, I'm not gonna take that away from him.
He's just gonna spend $2 million instead of $1 million. That's it. He's just gonna.
But like I said, it's crazy. The Lakers are gonna need to do something because Schroeder's not it. Matthews ain't it. Like, maybe you go for a DJ Augustine.
Yeah, he can't guard nobody either. Yeah, I guess they just got to figure out, like, call a Pope on Harden. I can live with that, even though he can't guard Harden, like, but nobody can really. And now who's guarding Kyrie? That's got to be Wesley Matthews. Yeah, these Brooklyn is just a unique, tough matchup. The Lakers are gonna need their depth to dominate. They're gonna need their depth to dominate the second unit. And LeBron and AD got to compete. So I'm not gonna step over real bad.
It's all
LeBron
good.
And AD has to compete.
But that's where you brought up depth earlier. That's going to be the Nets' biggest weakness, because outside of Harden, Kyrie, and KD, it's already been made very clear. Take those 3 off the floor. The rest of that team, they ain't winning. I'm sorry, they ain't winning you 30 games, much less a playoff series against the Lakers. You know, they granted, to get Harden, they were going to have to give up the farm. But that would, man.
But they're still, I'm with you, right? Like at some point, these dudes gonna have to sit down, and Nash will stagger it. He's got D'Antoni, the veteran, on his bench, so he'll figure out a way to stagger it. But I mean, it's really thin, man. Like they're thin. I know the other game where they didn't have Kyrie, they didn't have KD, and it was Harden and guys like Tyler Johnson and Joe Harris. They're gonna need one of those type of guys. Joe Harris is like wet and like he's gonna make his threes. But I do feel like if you just don't leave him, you can deal with Joe Harris, right?
Right.
Problem is it's harder to do that when you got 3 hitters that he's playing with. But they're gonna need another person. Now, I'll tell you right now, I'm not the biggest believer in Jeff Green. Jeff Green is just everywhere he goes, he just gets you right to a certain point, and then the playoffs hit, and he
plateaus.
He stops right there. Yeah, so fits because they're going to need to guard some people. I mean, look, Noah Vonleh. I mean, they. Man, Tyler Johnson got all that money. We ain't heard from him since. Andre Roberson, where's he been? I mean, he was injured. So yeah,
he came out toward the end. I want to see how he fits.
Did he play tonight? I don't remember seeing. Oh, he
played toward the end.
I stopped watching after it was over. Yeah, once LeBron sat down, I was done.
Yeah.
Once Jared Dudley came off the bench, I was done.
Forget it. This is our. It's our. Mail it in. Mail it in.
This game is over. Yeah, I don't know, man. Brooklyn's such a tough matchup. You got to guard them 3 dudes. I just don't know how you can do it. I don't know how. You're going to literally put AD on Kevin Durant.
They might have to. That's the problem. Like the Lakers are going to need that third guy. They don't have that third guy to match up against those 3, and they're going to need it. That's the problem. The only thing you can hope for is that one of those 3 get hurt. But besides that 1 year that KD was out, like he don't really get hurt like that.
Yeah.
And for him to come back
after the Achilles injury,
and he is like,
we ain't even talked about KD yet, right?
It's like hold on, did I miss some time? Like what? I don't remember being off the court. It's the second greatest Achilles comeback I've ever seen besides Breonna Stewart, and I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah. Nah, Stewie was ridiculous in the bubble. Yeah, she didn't even look like she was out, and I was like, that was playoffs. That's got to feel good. I know KD knows her. Mm-hmm. I was there when KD tore his Achilles, so it's like,
oh man,
it's crazy to see this dude like this. Like that was the fear. Like there was a legit worry that he would never be the same, and it was like, did I just really watch the last of the Kevin Durant, like who we do, like the who I am, I'm Kevin Durant, dude, right? And like you just didn't know. It felt like, because also I was covering DeMarcus Cousins, who had it towards Achilles.
That's right. They're both from the same team.
He wasn't the same. So you watching him, and he's like, dang, this Boogie used to be a monster. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now he's shooting threes. He ain't as athletic. So you just didn't know. I just remember thinking like, what if this is like, what if Kevin Durant won't be the same? And then this dude come out look even better than he did before. It's it's very refreshing. It's good to see.
Because the last guy that we saw come back this hard was Dominique Wilkins. Keep in mind, I was still in middle school when that happened.
What you know about Nick?
Man, I know, man. People forget I'm only 30. I'm only 34. I go back. Like I go way back.
Nick. Yeah,
Nick was a monster, man. Like if so it's like you did have one, because I remember I was at home watching when KD went down. I'm like, dude, if this is really it, like we got robbed. Like the NBA would have been robbed.
Facts, no question.
So the fact that he's
another
back,
guy who's actually coming back, who looked pretty good, is John Wall, but he did sit out basically 2 years.
Respect to him, man, because I was as much flack as he got being in Washington. It's like we know this guy has the skills to pay the bills. You hope that when he gets back on the floor, that he actually gets a chance to be that old guy, and he probably won't be like 100% old school John Wall, but even 85-90% of him is still like all-star level. Like this man's playing damn exceptional. So it's good to see that even Houston is being able to benefit from that. You know, they're not as bad as we thought they were gonna be after Harden left. So I mean, that's a positive.
Shout out to Steven Silas, man. Got his first shot.
Yes, sir.
He ain't letting it fall.
No.
You know, that's also good news for Klay Thompson, who's got to come back from the Achilles. So maybe the Achilles becomes the ACL. Remember the ACL used to like doom your career?
Yep.
Right? You were done. And now it's just like, all right, you gotta sit down for a minute, but you could be back on the ACL. Maybe the Achilles is becoming that. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to sit down for a while, but we can get you back. Because before I was like, that was it. You were done.
That was
not done, but you just weren't the same. Like Rudy Gay used to take off from the dotted line.
That guy was a beast.
A mid-range shooter. So those are. I hope that's the advancement of modern medicine, man. They can save our superstars from Achilles.
Yes, because
I'm hoping.
As much as I love Steph Curry going off, he needs Klay Thompson back. Like he would be the biggest benefactor from Thompson coming back.
What you trying to say? Kelly Oubre ain't Klay Thompson? Is that what you trying to say? You trying to say Andrew Wiggins?
Do I have to say it for you? Do I have to say it for you?
I'm just trying to figure out where you coming from.
I'm sorry because I like the Warriors, and I always gonna have them as long as Steph Curry's on the court. They've always got a chance. But you could give me Kelly Oubre, Andrew Wiggins, and Mother Teresa, and none of them Klay Thompson.
Nah, not even close. Not even close. I hope we appreciate Klay Thompson too. Like, you know, after not having him for 2 years, because just trying to replace all of that is a lot, and but when it happens, man, that's gonna be good, man. Like we're gonna have the Lakers, we're gonna have Brooklyn, we're gonna have the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have Denver. Like we didn't get our preview of what's to come tonight, but man, it's gonna be some good basketball over the next few years.
Oh yeah.
As long as Brian keep doing what he's doing and stop, keep his Tom Brady going.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't even get started on Tom Brady because that man should not be as good as he is for being as old as he is. That's unheard of.
Yeah, that dude hella old. He hella old. But yeah, if Brian is on top of his game, like the Lakers still, I don't know. Are you still calling the Lakers the favorites?
As much as I want to say the Clippers had a shot, the way they've been playing lately, no, we know this to be true. If LeBron's on your team, you are the favorite without question. It's just a matter of who else is going to come after you. The Nets are right there. The Nets are right there. And I'm going to say that this might be the most evenly matched finals we've had in quite some time. But that's just my 2 cents.
Injury, right? Like where everybody's healthy, then we got a good finals.
Yes, very much.
Last year was even not like. So, yeah, I'm with you. I don't know. The Nets still got to show me something on defense. Like, you can't be the 26th defense in the league and win a finals. It's just never proven out. You got to be at least top 15 with the ability to play like a top 10 defense to really contend for a championship. But they do have Durant. They do have like a couple guys like Brown and Cabarrot who can get after it when they need to. And the question is whether James Harden and Kyrie will commit to that end. Because in the playoff series, and you got 7 games, you got to beat them dudes 4 times. The obvious answer is to cook Kyrie and cook James Harden, like make them dudes play defense, because just like they used to do to Steph Curry.
If you can wear out Harden, you've gotten the answer right there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You wear a Harden who has a history of fading in series, right? You make that dude play some defense. You make him work. We'll see. But I don't know. He don't even have to shoot anymore. Like, he's just out here dropping dimes like he's playing with eighth graders at the CYO tournament. Like, this dude is crazy.
Yes.
It's incredible, though. It's incredible.
Yeah, like I said, just like you said, man, hopefully we get them back healthy. And yeah, I think it's safe to say right now it's going to be Nets-Lakers finals. I mean, we could be in for a surprise like we were last year. I don't see Lightning striking twice, though.
Who could you see then? Who, if you had to pick a dark horse finals, Lakers, Nets don't make it. Who making it?
Man, I want to say Portland because I have so much love for Damian Lillard.
Yes,
I want Damian Lillard to get a chip before it's all said and done. He can't go out like Karl Malone did and never win. He deserves one. So I'm calling.
He deserved to get to the finals.
Exactly. So I'm calling for. I'd say Portland, and then in the East, Philly at some point's got to get there. When you got guys like Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons and Doc Rivers, for everything that people say about him, was the greatest coach the Clippers ever had. He's a damn good coach. You have all of that. You need to make at least one finals. The fact that they haven't even made the finals with even just Embiid and Simmons seems criminal in retrospect. So, I mean,
I actually like those too. I'm with you on those. I really want Dame to get there. I think it's amazing that Damian Lillard is an MVP candidate, like a legit top 5 MVP candidate, and yet he's not starting the All-Star game. Like that's just ridiculous. But I'm with you. Let's get Dame on the biggest stage because he's gonna do something. He's gonna make a moment. He's gonna do something where you got to put some respect on his name. So I really want him to get there. I do think, though, if the real challenge to the Lakers, if there is one in the West, is the Clippers. It's Paul George finding some kind of magic because he's been playing incredible. And Kawhi, it's just basically the Clippers not choking. I mean, that's what it is. It's the Clippers not choking along the way and actually getting to the matchup because they do match up well with the Lakers. They just got to not choke against Denver, right? That's it. They got to not choke against Dallas or whoever.
But see, and people say, you're just a bandwagon fan. No, I've been following the Clippers since 97. That's been my ride or die squad. And I want 97. I want them to succeed. It makes me feel better when the Clippers win. But I'm also a realist. Every time they get close, it's always it's like you're finally ready to take the candy from the baby, and the baby's just no. This is how it. What happened last year was just watching that collapse. I literally felt like it was a death of a family member. It was just the most heartbreaking thing because it's there's no way. There's no way they lose 4 straight. And keep in mind, they went in each game up 15 plus at halftime and still lost.
That was the man.
It was inexcusable. So I mean, forgive
me. So
you
ain't buying the fact that they learned from that they don't have the arrogance that let them play down to their competition.
I would like to buy
Ty
that.
Lue, the championship coach.
Championship coach. Respect to Ty Lue. I'm buying that they've done better. They've seemed like they've humbled themselves. And granted, Paul George has actually been playing like a guy who's capable of leading a championship team. It's just a matter of let's get to the playoffs to see how this goes. I'm not worried about them in the regular season. They'll be fine. Yeah. They need to get to the playoffs to show they can get past the semifinals.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's pretty much it. There's nothing they can do in the regular season to make you believe them.
Exactly, because we've already seen it.
Same with Milwaukee, right? We've already I don't care what Milwaukee does, do it in the playoffs. Nothing else even matters.
Because I mean, Giannis now, the eyes are on him.
Yeah, Clippers, Milwaukee, same boat. I don't even care what y'all can't impress me in the regular season. You can't impress me in the first or second round. I might get impressed in the final, in the conference finals.
Yep, get there and we'll talk.
Yeah. Then we'll talk. Absolutely, absolutely. But if anybody takes down the Lakers, I do think the Clippers can come out of the West. So that would be as much as I would love for Dame to get there, because I'm from Oakland, and I would act a fool if Dame is in the finals. I'm just telling y'all right now, I'm act a fool if Dame is in the finals. But that Portland team just he ain't got enough help. So I'm gonna go with Lakers. I'm gonna go with Clippers as my dark horse, and I'm gonna go with. Do I want to go with Philly? Oh, you know who I might. You know who I'm gonna. Nah, should I do it? I should go Raptors.
You think they can do it?
Raptors, man. You know exactly what the Raptors needed. They needed you to forget about them. They needed to lose the expectation. Yeah. They're the great underdog team. I look. Pascal Siakam has had a rough year. Fred VanVleet struggled to start, but if you look now, the Raptors are right there.
Yeah, he's cooking.
If you look, they fought their way back, and they're just a scary team, man. They're the team that makes every single shot when you don't think they will, right? Like they're just a scary team. So I do love Philly. I'm a big Ben Simmons fan. Yeah, see, Toronto's up to number 6 seed. But I'm a big Ben Simmons fan. I just like him. I think I like that team. I'm still an Iverson kid at heart, so I still got a little spot for Philly. You know what I'm saying? I still got a little spot for Philly. I still want somebody to put their ear to the crowd while it's going crazy. But so yeah, Clippers Philly would be a very decent finals, but it won't be Lakers Nets. Lakers Nets is gonna be epic.
I gotta give you that one. So I'm gonna ask a quick question real quick before we call it a night. I've had my theories and my 2 cents about why I think this All-Star game should not be happening, but I'd love to hear from you, man, what your spot is, especially hearing the news that they're going to have all the festivities on one day.
Yeah, I'm of the mind that this should not be happening. This is very forced. It's an actual betrayal of what they agreed on. But also the players union agreed to it. So I'm not one to tell people what to do with their money and how they should make it or not. Right. I feel like if players don't want to go, then don't play. Eat the fine. Like that. Eat the fine and don't play. That's the solution. But there are clearly some people in the players union who want to play. Clearly, because it was the deal. It's all about money. We know that. I think it's incredibly risky. I think they're putting lives at risk. So I don't think they should have it. And I think if they're going to have it, they need to have every protocol in place, because they shouldn't be responsible for events, and the players need to really be on top of making sure that this is not like done half-heartedly. It needs to be like the bubble. If they're going to do it, they're going to get their money, they need to protect the people who are there in Atlanta. But even still, people are going to go to Atlanta, even if they can't get in, even if they can't
they've already got parties advertised. I was looking at flyers earlier, and I'm just dude, I was like, this is going to be so bad. Yeah. Dude,
I don't want to be that dude, man, to say, I've been it. I'm tired of it. Like, people going to do what they do. I have my view on the matter. I don't purport to believe that everybody else should have my view. But if you ask me my view, they should not be playing. Like, period. This would be a great time.
Fully get it.
For a period. This would be a great time for a period to get everybody healthy. Right? This would be a great time for a period to make sure everybody is tested and, vaccine if they want it, right? And all that, right? Like, this is the time to kind of reset for the second half and get people to quarantine at home with their family and get people to sit down for a second, right? So yeah, I think that's an opportunity to do that, and they're choosing the bread instead. But I'm not surprised by that at all, because that's exactly what a big business does. It goes for the bread.
That's valid, and it's like, honestly, as you mentioned, we've had already over now 20 plus games postponed as a result of it's COVID-19. That's more than even the NFL had. And that's not a league you want to fall behind in when it comes to taking a responsibility for player safety. So like, you're right. They're going to do what they're going to do, even though I honestly think it's a mistake. I would have taken this all-star period to be like, look, we're going to take some time off, get y'all healthy, refresh, regroup. Let's get this second half going. Hopefully there are no postponements because dude, I don't know. Have we heard anything on the Olympics yet? Like, is that still slated to go this year?
It's still slated to go, but I don't know how much of a lock it is.
Yeah, because the way that it's going, if you have any postponements in the playoffs, that's going to run right into the Olympics. And we already, as it is, we don't know who it is that's going to be representing Team USA. So it's like, you really need to be looking out. Like, this is.
And they better shut their mouth when players don't go to Tokyo either, right?
Exactly.
You know, make them play the whole season and then all-star with no break and then playoffs, and then you want them to go to Tokyo. So don't be mad when it's the G League Ignite representing us. Team
and
USA.
Even then, they still stand a chance. Like,
what?
Yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm saying
get Jared Jack a bucket.
Yes, I'm going to say G League Ignite is probably still better than 75% of what we got in the rest of the planet.
Cut it out, man. You should, why you doing shade in Australia? And
I'm not throwing shade at him. I'm speaking facts.
It's legit NBA players across the globe.
Yes. I agree. I understand what you're saying. If I'm going to get one hot take, this is my one hot take. That's my one.
Ignite. You're saying the G League Ignite can go get the gold in Tokyo?
Yes. And you know what? Feel free to come back at me later if I'm wrong. Please, by all means. But I'm gonna put my feet in the sand.
You have to worry about this. I don't think they're gonna send the G League Ignite. They'll send a bunch of they'll send like reserves that's actually in the NBA first. You know what I'm saying?
We might get Joe Johnson and Isaiah Thomas back. You never know.
You know what I'm saying? Who knows? That's funny. Said the G League Ignite. That's incredible. Jonathan Kuminga out here banging on dudes tonight too. Yeah, I'm with you. That's funny. That's hilarious.
Well, yeah, but that being said, man, I want to thank you for coming on to the pod. I appreciate it. You know, you're a role model to me. So the fact that you came on here, man, that's big. Like that. So I appreciate you giving me your time and your expertise there.
My honor, man. I'll keep doing what you're doing. I'm glad to support. I expect to see you in a locker room or stadium somewhere in the near future, buddy. Maybe definitely. In Tokyo covering the G League Ignite. No, just wait. I ain't going to no Tokyo.
No, I'm gonna stay here close to family for now. But yeah, man. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Ball Out NBA pod. I'm your host, Chris Bullock. My guest, Marcus Thompson from The Athletic. I look forward to seeing y'all next week. So much love. Peace out, y'all.